Good evening, good evening. Welcome to today's episode of Wednesdays with Pastor K. What a joy it is to be your host today. Thank you for tuning in. I believe we're gonna have an awesome time. And yeah, guys, we're having it the hard way today. I'm not sure what's going on. Facebook is giving me a challenge today. I don't really know what's going on, but God willing, we will get this right. And I can only get people to join in on Facebook when this is not live. So I'm not sure what's going on. It's only accommodating people who are on my friend list, and I'm unable to allow the public to come in. I don't know what's going on with the settings, but for those of you who are unable to go in now, if you can kindly jump onto YouTube, and then we'll take it from there. You can be able to watch me on YouTube, but on Facebook, it doesn't allow people to come in. I don't know. I'm gonna have to deal with the settings later, but for now we are not winning, and people will only be able to log in at a later stage. But welcome to those who are already watching on YouTube. Welcome to today's episode. I believe that we're going to have a great time. And we haven't been meeting here on this platform for the past 2 weeks. The other week was our revival week. And last week I couldn't log in because I had a very busy day, and it was already too late for me to come on, But thank you so much for tuning in. Welcome, happy Wednesday night to you that are watching, and please do the following for me. Share the feed, like the feed, comment, and interact with me throughout the session. I believe we're gonna have an awesome time. Last week we took some time to talk about an interesting topic titled Key Lessons That Will Give Your Life an Upgrade. Key lessons that will give your life an upgrade. And I believe that many were blessed by that session. And today we're going to discuss a very interesting topic, but I'm going to ask you to quickly tag someone in the feed, and also encourage those to tune in on YouTube. I believe they won't have any challenges there. So I'm just going to quickly recap on what we discussed about 2 weeks ago on the key lessons that will give your life an upgrade. We spoke about discovering your potential. Said you need to discover your potential. And secondly, you need to transition from a passive to a powerful mindset. And thirdly, you must develop self-belief. And number four, we need to identify our strengths. And number five, commit to making continuous progress. Number six, set clear goals. And number seven, establish daily habits. So moving a bit faster because we're already out of time. We don't have enough time. And number eight, push through adversity. Number nine, be disciplined. And number 10, I said you must surround your high achievers. And that was very important. In order for us to grow, you must surround yourself with high achievers. And today I want us to talk about the things you need to avoid to become a great achiever. The things you need to avoid to become a great achiever. That's what I'm going to be talking to you. That's what I'm going to be talking about tonight. The things you need to avoid to become a great achiever. Number one, you must avoid comparison. You must avoid comparison. A great welcome to Christina Ngosi watching on YouTube. Welcome, daughter. Good to see you. And also a great welcome to Tsiamo Khoaripe watching on YouTube. Welcome, son. Good to see you. And we have also Ayanda Mukhadi watching on YouTube. Welcome, daughter. So good to see you guys. So number one, avoid comparison. Never compare yourself to anyone if you want to make it big in this life. And if you don't want to be depressed, you don't want to be frustrated, never compare yourself to anyone. You must be content with who you are. You must know that you've got something to offer to this life or to this generation, and never make the mistake of comparing yourself to anyone, because it leads to dissatisfaction with life. There are many people who are dissatisfied because they are comparing themselves with their friends. They are comparing themselves with somebody in their family. They are comparing themselves with another colleague. And as a result, these people are frustrated because you're measuring your life based on somebody else's life, which is totally wrong. Never make that mistake. Don't compare yourself with anyone. You are unique and you've got an offering that you have to give here on earth. There's a service that you have to offer, and you must never make the mistake of comparing yourself to anyone, because it leads to a feeling of inadequacy. It leads to a feeling of inadequacy. You start feeling that you are not enough. You start feeling that you cannot match up somebody else's standards. You must never make that mistake. Be yourself. Be yourself. There's power in you being you. And I've always said this, no one can do you the way you can do you. I'll say that again. No one can do you the way you can do you. So be content with being yourself. And secondly, avoid comfort. Avoid comfort. Being comfortable has its own disadvantages, and there are many disadvantages of being in comfort. This is where many dreams die. Many dreams die in comfort. You must never make the mistake of being at the place of comfort. This is where dreams die. This is where greater visions die, because you're too comfortable. And there are people who don't even wake up to go look for a job, or they never even submit their CVs anywhere, because they are comfortable. They've got food to eat. Somebody's going to fend for them. Somebody's going to make food available for them. Somebody will make sure that they've got clothes, just like kids who are still staying with their parents. Some are adults who are still staying with their parents, and there's nothing pushing them, because they get a plate on the table, that somebody puts food on the table for them, and they don't have that push and that drive, because somebody is doing the hard work for them, and that's comfort, and that is very dangerous. People who don't know where they're going to get their next meal from, these are people who are on the edge. They always push harder. They push harder in order to have to put food on the table. So learn to push yourself over the edge. You must learn to push yourself over the edge, and keep thriving and keep striving in order to achieve greater in this life. I guess many people miss this one, and they confuse comfort as a better life. No, comfort is very dangerous. It's very dangerous. When you have everything that you need, you start slowing down in your hustle and in your push. So you must avoid comfort with everything that you have. Yes, you will get to a place where you've achieved so much in life, or you have gotten to that level of being average. Don't settle there. Don't settle there. Stretch yourself. Stretch yourself. There's always more. There's always more. Sometimes we confuse, little with enough, because you can always make more. So always strive to do more. Always strive to push harder. Always strive to increase your level. If you've been reading 2 books in a year, push it to 5 books. If you've been reading 5 books in a year, push it to 10 books. If you've been doing so much at your workplace, and it feels like probably maybe you're being applauded for that, you can push harder than that. Avoid reaching comfort. The place of comfort is very dangerous. Yeah. Welcome, Mr. Ngosi. Good to see you. So avoid killing your dreams by settling in the place of comfort. Number 3, don't quit. Avoid quitting in life. Winners are not quitters, and quitters are not winners. Proof that you have failed is when you give up. When you quit, is proof that you have failed. You never fail until you quit. It does not matter how many times you've tried, but for as long as you keep trying, you have not failed. You have not failed. People who fail are people who settle, are people who give up. So never quit. Never quit. That's my number 3. Don't quit. Staying in the game puts you ahead of many people. Staying in the game puts you ahead of many people. So you must stay in the game. You must stay in the game. Push to remain in the game. You've been trying this thing for quite some time and you feel that you are called for this thing. You feel that you are created for this thing, but for some reason you've been failing in this thing. Don't quit. Trust me when I say you must never quit. Keep pushing yourself and push yourself harder. And I'm telling you, you're going to make it big in that area if you don't quit. You must stay in the game and you will be ahead of many people if you stay in the game. So those who fail, you're ahead of them if you don't quit. So push yourself, that you don't settle, and you always aim for the next. 4, avoid distractions. Avoid distractions. Value your time and take every day as an opportunity to make an impact. You must value your time. You must value your time. There are certain things that distract us on a daily basis. Even people, there are people who will distract us, and you must make sure that you avoid distractions with everything that you have. Sometimes we just put on the TV and we've got so much work to do, and another program just, keeps you there. And before you know it, time is gone. You are distracted. So always put your daily routine or your daily goals above anything else on that particular day. Don't be distracted by any other thing. You can be distracted by a call, and you can be distracted by a friend, and you may find that by the end of that day, you have not achieved not even half of the things that you wanted to achieve because you allowed yourself to be distracted. So at times, you must be very focused in such a way that you don't allow distractions to get the best of you. So take every day as an opportunity to make an impact, and make sure that you're going to close doors to anything that will distract you. You will close anything that will try and come for your time. Your time is very valuable, and time is the greatest asset. You must value your time and make sure that you avoid being distracted with everything that you have. Distractions take up your time, they take up your energy, and they take up your potential. And I'm sure it happens to all of us at times while you are hard at work. All of a sudden, you start feeling sleepy. That thing has come to distract you. It has come to distract you. You must push yourself. If needs be, just stand up, stretch yourself, and begin to stretch your legs, stretch your arms. If needs be, get out of the house, get out of the house. Or obviously, for some of us who are working from home, but for someone who works at work, then you don't qualify. You don't even qualify to sleep. You can't. You don't qualify. You will get into trouble for doing that. But for those of you who are working unsupervised, you can fight this thing. Avoid distractions with all that you have. Avoid it with all that you have. Yeah. Bafana says, I learned in one book I read that never compare yourself with others because there will always be greater and lesser persons than yourself. Absolutely. That's how it works. There will always be people above you and people lesser than you. So never make the mistake of comparing yourself with anyone. Listen, you are the greatest in your own game. You are the greatest there. But the moment you start comparing yourself with the next person, then you lose your power. You lose your power. Number 5, avoid your phone. At times, you have to avoid your phone. If you want to become a greater achiever, you have to learn how to manage this gadget. phone can be a very destructive tool at times, and there are those who are addicted to their phones. Phone addiction is real and it is dangerous. Why? Because it can take away the things that you need to do or things you have to achieve on that particular day, and you might be spending time, just scrolling on the phone, and before you know it, you've wasted 5 hours, you've wasted 2 hours, or an hour is gone simply because you're busy scrolling right through your phone. Never make that mistake. A phone can be very destructive, and if you want to be effective, that's my 2 cents worth of advice, is that you must turn off your data and Wi-Fi for at least an hour or two during the day. If you want to make progress, if you want to achieve greater, at least turn off your data or your 1 hour or 2 hours a day. If you know that you're not disciplined enough, there are people who are not disciplined. There are people who are disciplined, even if they've got their Wi-Fi on, they've got their data on, but these are people who are disciplined. And if you are not really disciplined, then take my advice and have at least a time where you just switch off your data and your Wi-Fi, because it keeps distracting you, and you make progress. You make progress. For those of you who need data and Wi-Fi to do your work, make sure that you stay out of social media and focus, because many people get distracted, and you realize at the end of the day, if you work 8 to 5 or 8 to 4, and you realize now it's already 4:30, you have not done anything, but you know everything on social media. You've been watching at that particular person, you've been looking at that, and before you know it, you've wasted the entire day. You've wasted the hours of your time. Your life will transform before your eyes if you do what I tell you to do. Your life will begin to transform before your eyes. Gadgets, phones are actually the main reason for phones is for us to be able to contact people that we might need during the day, or for us to be reached by others, for the sake of people getting to us and all that. But a phone, by right, its origin or its original purpose, it's not social media. No, it's not. It's not. But many of us are getting distracted with this monster called social media. And we end up not achieving anything. We end up not doing anything great with our lives and our days. Number 6, multitasking. Multitasking. You must avoid multitasking. Half focusing leads to less progress. If you don't fully focus because of multitasking, you're saying, okay, I want to do this, but you're busy with your phone, and again, it takes us back to the phones. Nowadays, phones are everywhere. Even when we eat, somebody holds the spoon on the right and then phone on the left. I'm telling you, that thing is a vice. It is a vice, and it's not wise to do that. We know that phones take up a lot of family time. They've messed up a lot of relationships, because at times you're speaking to somebody, but they're busy with their phone. They're, looking at their phone, and at times it's not even that. Maybe whatever they are busy with is something urgent, or it's something that needs to be taken care of that at that moment, but somebody's just distracted, and we must avoid multitasking with all that we have, and commit full focus to what you plan on doing. So if this is your routine for the day, this is your plans for this particular day, you must commit yourself to what you want to achieve for that particular day, and avoid multitasking. Do one thing at a time, finish it, and do the next at a time, finish it, because we are trying to multitask and we never make progress if we are focusing on two things at the same time. Our eyes are meant to look at a focal point, not the other way. If you are looking the other way, then you're skewed. You're skewed. So you must fight for focus with everything that you have. Be a person that will aim to focus in what you want to do. Number 7, waiting for the perfect time to start. Avoid waiting for the perfect time to start. There can never be the perfect time to start. So someone out there is less skilled than you, but they started and they made progress. Have you ever noticed somebody who's doing well in a business that you should have started a long time ago, but you haven't started because you are making excuses? You are saying you need capital. You are saying you will start it probably in 2 years' time. You are saying you're not ready to start it. Probably maybe you look into it 3 years later. You are always procrastinating. Somebody out there who's not skilled as you are has already started and they are doing very well. So you'll find that there are people who will do greater things, and even though they are not really good at them, but they started and they're gaining momentum and they're doing very well in that. And you with a skill, you are making excuses. So avoid waiting for the perfect time. There's never a perfect time. There's never a perfect time. My advice is, if you have to start, start right now. Start right now, and everything will fall into place. Everything will fall into place. So simply because there's somebody who's doing well or better than you are doing, simply because they took action. You are failing to make progress because you're not taking action. You're not moving forward. You are holding on to that level which is not taking you anywhere. So you must make sure that you put your energy and you do everything in your power to make sure that you allow that dream to come to pass. You've got dreams within you. There are dreams locked up inside of you. There are many things that God has put inside of you, and stop postponing. There are many people who are saying, I just want to work a little more. I just want to work a little more, and probably maybe at the later stage I will go into this. If you're feeling it right now, and you've got a vision, and you've got a plan, and you've put everything together, trust me when I say, go for it. Go for it, because there are people out there who are not afraid to start, or who are not afraid to start. And they did it, and they are doing very well today, simply because they took action. So the difference between you and that particular person is that they took action, but you are only dreaming about it. You're talking about it, but you're not taking action. You're dreaming about it, but you're not taking action. So always make sure that you move forward. Action. You've always heard it. Actions speaks louder than words. So many of us, we are limited to just talking, we are limited to just speaking, but we don't take action. You must take action. You must move forward. You must move in the direction of your dreams. Yeah. Tiamo says, number 6, hit home, because I always try to multitask because I see it as being more efficient. But that's a lie. Yeah. I end up just being distracted and doing something. I'm learning to move past this. Yeah. Yeah, you have to, one thing at a time. One thing at a time, Tiamo, one thing at a time. If you focus on one thing, you make momentum, you make progress. But if you focus on two things at the same time, I'm telling you, you begin to stagnate, because before you know it, you're looking at both these things and you no longer know what you have to do, because your focus is sidetracked. You are half focusing, and that leads to less progress. So you must push harder in order to gain momentum and focus at one thing. Tell yourself, like I do on my diary, I would write what I have to do for that particular day, and then on the side I will write the must do's. I must do. Then I'll write the must do's for the day. So I will look at one thing at a time, make sure I do it and finish, and then look at the next one, do it and finish, look at the next one, do it and finish. That's how we make progress. That's how we make progress. At the end of the day, you just go back and check, okay, you tick, I've done, I've achieved. So you've made progress. You've made progress. What you've done today, you don't have to do it again tomorrow because it's done. But if you are not focused, if you multitask, then you lose focus. Yeah. So yeah. And like I was saying, because we are on point number 7, on waiting for the perfect time to start, make sure that you just get on with that dream and, allow it to start working. Allow yourself to start working on that dream, and before you know it, things will begin to happen. Let me close with number 8. I'm not going to keep you for long because we've had many challenges today, and also I lost a bit of focus because of what this technology has been doing today. We struggled to get it right. I don't know why, but we'll have a look. We'll have a look into it. Yeah. So the last one would be avoid goals without deadlines. Avoid goals without deadlines. If you set goals and you don't set deadlines, then that is nothing but a fantasy. It is nothing but a fantasy. If you've got goals for 2024, but you don't put deadlines, I'm telling you, time flies so fast that it will be December now without you realizing. But if you've put deadlines, you know that I must be done by the end of July. So I'm going to focus on this thing. I'm going to work very hard on this to make sure that I achieve this before end of July, or by end of July. This must be ticked and must be achieved. Deadlines help us. They are like our supervisor. They help us achieve. Deadlines help us to push harder. Deadlines help us to focus on this thing until it's done. We must put deadlines and respect them. Deadlines are there to help you achieve that which you must achieve. If you are putting deadlines, you're putting supervisors in what you're doing, and deadlines will come back and supervise you, and you will always know that I have to get this thing done before the end of this week, before the end of this year, before the end of this month, because you've got the deadline and you respect the deadlines that you set. So those 8 keys are what you need to avoid to become a great achiever. If you want to become a great achiever, avoid all these, what I've given you. Number 1, I said, avoid comparison. Secondly, avoid comfort. Many are victims of comfort because they don't find a reason to push harder. Number 3, don't quit. Number 4, avoid your phone at times. If you want to make progress in a day, avoid your phone. Number 6, avoid multitasking. Avoid multitasking. You will never achieve anything meaningful if you multitask. Number 7, avoid waiting for the perfect time to start. I'm not sure what it is that you want to start. Maybe you want to start that business. Maybe you want to start that project. Whatever it is that you want to start, and you haven't because you are waiting for the perfect time. Trust me when I say you've got to start moving. Avoid waiting for the perfect time, because a perfect time never comes. It never shows up. The last one, I said, avoid goals without deadline. Avoid goals without deadlines. Deadlines are your supervisors, and they will make sure that you fulfill that which you've set out to do. Avoiding the above will make you become the best version of yourself. If you avoid these things, you will become a best version of yourself. These are mainly distractions in our lives. And if you want to make momentum, adhere to the 8 keys I've given you today. Avoid them, and I'm telling you, you will make progress. You will do very well. Thank you, thank you, thank you for tuning in. I believe you're blessed by tonight's session. I know it was short today. Yeah, it's because we started very late, and yeah, I don't want to keep you for long. Your evenings belong to you and your family, and if we started at 7, I would push because I know that we would have had time. But I'm not going to push beyond 8 o'clock because I respect your time. Thank you for tuning in. God bless you. Remember to share the feed. I'm going to make it public now once we end the stream because I'm able to do that when I'm not live. So yeah, but we will investigate and we believe that something like this will never ever happen again. God bless you. Thank you for tuning in. Before you go, if you have not yet invested in my book, The Call of God, it only sells for 200 rand. For only an investment of 200 rand, you will have the wisdom in this book, and this is a very powerful tool. It will help you understand why you are here on earth, because each and everyone here on planet earth is called. God has sent us here to fulfill an assignment, and I thank you so much for tuning in. May the good Lord bless you until we meet again. I'll see you, sure, not next week, not next week. Next week we is it next week? Yeah, not next week. Next week we are busy preparing for our night of pulling down the strongholds. So I don't want to be logging on because I need to spend some time in prayer. But thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you. Sure, it's gonna be a long time again, but I'll see you soon. God bless you.